We're now going to look at Indices Rule 1. Indices Rule 1 applies when you're multiplying two indices with the same base. So you can see here we're multiplying. We have an indice here with a base A. We have another indice here with a base A. So Rule 1 applies when you're multiplying two indices with the same base. And what that means is you add their powers. So a to the power of m multiplied by a to the power of n, that just gives you a to the power of m plus n. So in summary, multiply two indices with the same base. That will give you a single indice and you have to add the powers. Okay, so must learn that. We're now going to apply that. So, our first example here, part A, it says simplify 5 to the power of 3 multiplied by 5 to the power of 2. So I've copied it out again, 5 to the power of 3 multiplied by 5 to the power of 2. So we want to try and write this as a single indice. The bases are the same, they're both 5, we're multiplying them, so all we do is write down our 5, our base 5, and then we add the powers, so it's going to be 3 plus 2. So our final answer is going to be 5 to the power of 5. 3 plus 2 will give us 5. Now, the question said simplify. Remember I said in the first video that simplify means you leave powers in your answer. If it said evaluate, then we would actually work out what 5 to the power of 5 is. But simplify means leave powers in your answer. Okay, let's look at part B. It says simplify x to the power of 3 multiplied by x to the power minus 1. So I've copied it out here again. First thing you'll notice is that we're multiplying two indices that have the same base, which is x. So when you multiply two indices with the same base, you write that single base down, x, and then you add the powers. So it's going to be 3 plus, and then minus 1. Now, you'll notice we have two signs beside each other that are different. They always combine to give us a single minus. So we're going to be left with x to the power of 3 minus 1, which is just going to give us 2. So our final answer is just x to the power of 2. And again, we've simplified it because we've just left powers in our answer. Okay, let's look at example C. So example C, we have y to the power of 4 multiplied by y. Now, again, you'll notice the bases are the same. You'll also notice there doesn't appear to be a power here. Now, if you ever see a letter and it doesn't appear to have a power, its power is 1. Now, the reason for that is the power tells you how many bases are being multiplied. So this power here is 4, so that's telling us there's 4 y's being multiplied here. And then we've just got a y by itself, so there's only one y being multiplied here, so that's why its power is 1. So if you see any letter without a visible power after it, you can insert a 1 for the power. So now we're multiplying two indices with the same base, so we add their powers. So we write down the base y, and then we add the two separate powers, 4 plus 1. So our final answer is just going to be y to the power of 5. And again, we've answered the question. It said simplify. Simplify means leave powers in your answer. Okay, part D is a little bit more complicated. You'll notice that we've got several indices in it with different bases, and we've also got numbers in it. This is all one term. This is all one term, and they're being multiplied. So what we're going to do is multiply everything together. We're going to multiply the numbers together in each term. We're going to multiply the bases x in each term, and we're going to multiply the bases y in each term. So let's start with the numbers. 7 multiplied by 5 is just going to give us 35. We're then multiplying x squared by x cubed. So we're multiplying two indices with the same base. So you write a single base x down and you add the power. So it's going to be 2 plus 3. And then we're multiplying two indices with a base of y together. So again, we're going to add their powers. So we're then going to write down a single base of y. And then we're going to add the powers, 4 plus 2. So our answer is going to be all one term. So we're going to tidy it up. So we're going to have 35 x to the power of 5 and then y to the power of 6. And again, our answer is fully simplified because there's powers in it. So that is rule 1. So in summary, rule 1 applies when you're multiplying two indices with the same base. In order to do that, you just write down a single base and then you add the two powers together.